New money and higher bank notes coming for Jamaican citizens soon. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV News Report, and we'll be right back with the full details to come. Welcome to Links 007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links 007 TV News Report. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. Jamaican citizens are bracing for new bank notes and also higher currencies to come, as this announcement was made by the Honorable Nigel Clark as he opened the 2022 budget debate. He's also urging Jamaicans as well to get into the era of using digital currency. Let's go over to what he had to say in relation to these matters.
Jamaica's own central bank digital currency, JAMDEX, will become a reality in 2022. As I announced in last year's opening budget presentation, as part of the government's digital transformation of the economy, the Bank of Jamaica carried out a pilot of the central bank digital currency in May 2021 that ran to December, and it was quite successful. Central bank digital currency is a form of legal tender. And as legal tender, it's fiat currency, which means it can be exchanged dollar for dollar with physical cash. It's not cryptocurrency. Households and businesses will be able to use JAMDEX to make payments and to store value. Jamaica's CBDC, as I said, is called JAMDEX, and it stands for Jamaica Digital Exchange. JAMDEX allows for the remote transfer of funds anywhere, anytime, all midnight, on weekend, public holiday, whenever, and it reduces the hassle of cash transactions. You can transfer to anyone in Jamaica who has an electronic wallet, anywhere at any time. Revolutionary potential, Madam Speaker. It allows businesses to be more cash efficient, and it doesn't come with huge cash handling fees. JAMDEX allows for greater financial institutions, and it has the potential to bring the unbanked into the financial system. All Jamaicans will have access to JAMDEX through a JAMDEX-enabled wallet. And users can obtain a JAMDEX wallet automatically if they already have an account.
The announcement was made Tuesday by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark as he opened the 2022-2023 budget debate in Garden House.
If you don't have a bank account, all you need is name, address, date of birth, TRN, and a government-issued ID. Boom, and you have your JAMDEX account. And to carry out a JAMDEX transaction anywhere at any time, you just access and download an app on your mobile phone using the networks of any of the two major telecom providers. You can top up your account with JAMDEX through all authorized agents. Not all of them will be banks, some of them will be non-banks, authorized agents or smart ABMs using physical cash or online, and do business using JAMDEX phone to phone with merchants, friends and family. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed a lot of things. People have had to improve, to innovate, and to improvise. I have a barber, you see, whose name is Paul. And he used to operate at a shop before COVID. But since COVID, Paul turned mobile. He came to my house yesterday to give me a haircut prior to the presentation. When he was finished, I realized I didn't have all the cash to pay, I only had some. So he said to me, man, no problem, man, no worry. You can pay me using JAMDEX. I said, what? With a quizzical look on my face. He said, JAMDEX, man, the new central bank digital currency. He said, me not the pilot. So let me tell you something. Paul is here today. Paul the barber is here today. And I am going to log into my Links JAMDEX account. And I am going to pay Paul the $500 I owe him using central bank digital currency Jamdex. Watch me now. Watch me. I hit transfer. I look for Paul. Here's Paul. How much I say? 500? All right. No. I'm going to click send. Ready? Click send. Sending the $500 right here. It gets sent. And watch here now. See right there. You see there? Nigel Underclock. $500 of central bank digital currency live and direct on your television screen. The first Jamdex transaction in public transaction in Jamaica.
The Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, also spoke about the newly created $2,000 banknote, which will feature the images of two former Jamaican Prime Ministers, Michael Manley and Edward Seaga, who were both contemporaries political rivals. Clark said that the country was able to step back from the brink through civil society and political leadership. Meanwhile, national heroes whose images were removed from banknotes will have their images restored in a major overhaul of the Jamaican banknote, which will introduce new and multiple security features. Clark also noted that these notes will last 50% longer than the current banknotes.
So we have to upgrade our banknotes for the technical reasons given, and we have to introduce a $2,000 banknote. But the Jamaican project, Madam Speaker, in this regard, has drifted far from the original intent. As I said earlier, the national heroes no longer appear in the banknotes. And in this 60th year of independence, this aspect of the national project must be restored. If I may remind you, Madam Speaker, this is what our banknotes used to look like. Showing it to the camera first. Where Marcus Garvey was on the 50-cent banknote. Alexander Bustamante was on the $1 banknote. Paul Bogle was on the $2 banknote. Norman Manley was on the $5 banknote. George William Gordon was on the $10 banknote. And we even had Noel Nethersole of blessed memory. He was there for a time. Okay, so this was the original intent, Madam Speaker, where our heroes were represented on our banknotes so that we would know that we are people capable of respect. These people represent what we have achieved. And by honoring them, we honor those who served with them. Many people died on the gallows with Paul Bogle and George William Gordon. And we honor them by putting them on our banknotes. But over, Madam Speaker, the last 50 years, we drifted from that. Drifted, Madam Speaker. And today, this is what it looks like. We're all familiar with it. Where rightfully we have Sam Sharp and Donald Sangster and Nanny and Michael Manley and the most honorable Hugh Shearer. But this is not the Jamaican story. This is not our history. This is not a representation of who we are as a people. And we must restore the original intent. Along with recovery and reform, there must be restoration, Madam Speaker. So in this 60th year of independence, the national project must be restored. Our national heroes will again appear so that we can be constantly reminded, Madam Speaker, as Mr. Seaga said, give credit where it is due. Give credit where it is due. So, Madam Speaker, now here's the thing. We have 7 national heroes. We have 4 deceased prime ministers. But we have 6 banknotes. Let me say that again. 7 national heroes, 4 deceased prime ministers, and 6 banknotes. $50, $100, $500, $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000. So we have to fit 11 onto 6 notes, which means that we have to have 2 faces per note. And leaders should appear in chronological order subject to no leader being on a banknote of lower denomination than he or she was before. So, Madam Speaker, in the newly designed banknotes, the Right Excellent Paul Bogle and the Right Excellent George William Gordon, who were on Jamaica's original banknotes, but who today are on none of our banknotes, will be restored and appear together on the upgraded $50 note, Madam Speaker. United in the struggle for freedom, united in their sacrifice and unjust execution, those who sacrificed with them will be honored by their presence on our notes. The Right Excellent Marcus Garvey, who was on Jamaica's 50-cent banknote, but who is on no banknote today, will be restored and will appear alone on the upgraded $100 banknote. Madam Speaker, the Right Excellent Nanny of the Maroons and the Right Excellent Sam Sharp will appear together on the upgraded $500 note. Madam Speaker, the Right Excellent Alexander Bustamante and the Right Excellent Norman Manley, who were founding fathers of modern Jamaica and who were contemporaries serving over similar periods and rivals, who were on Jamaica's original banknotes but are on none of our banknotes today, the Right Excellent Sir Alexander Bustamante and the Right Excellent Norman Manley will be restored and will appear together on the upgraded $1,000 banknote. Now, Madam Speaker, Jamaica went through a near civil war experience in the 1970s that deeply scarred the national consciousness. Electoral contests became overtly violent in nature. Remarkably, through great civil and society and political leadership, our country stepped back from the brink and reformed itself. However, not all the scars of this period have healed. Persons active in that era are still with us. Families who lost loved ones, who were displaced, who lost homes and jobs due to conflict are still with us. They remember. They hurt. And in many cases, those wounds and those feelings run deep. Madam Speaker, we validate those experiences wherever they exist as authentic and sincere. But, Madam Speaker, are we to construct our affairs today in a manner that perpetuates this hurt and bequeaths unto future generations strife and division? Or are we to seek constructive, real and symbolic ways of forging unity and peace and love, of which our great philosophers, prophets and artists advocate? The latter path has to be the way. We must restore unity in our society. Our symbolism must not seed division. Instead, it should forge unity and lift us up in the process. That has been the message of Prime Minister Andrew Holness from his first speech as Prime Minister in 2011, when he spoke about the de-garrisonization of the mind. Therefore, Madam Speaker, with the backing of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet of Jamaica, and with the consent of the representatives of the families who are authorized to give this consent, of the Most Honorable Michael Manley and the Most Honorable Edward Siaga, we are therefore pleased that the Most Honorable Michael Manley and the Most Honorable Edward Siaga, who are contemporaries and rivals, will appear together on the new $2,000 banknote. Speaker, our country, first of all, we're thankful to the families, the legal representatives who consented to this. Our country must move forward, Madam Speaker. I can show a preview. This is what The notes have to be distinct in color so we can easily distinguish them. Most of the features, most of the note is taken up in security features on the left and on the right. We have all the leaders appear on a note on a higher currency, higher denomination than they were before, and the photographs that appear are the same photographs that we have today, because getting permission to change all those photographs would have been, so the photographs are the same, and Madam Speaker, we expect later this year for these to be in circulation, and they last 50% longer than existing banknotes. So do you know those notes that, like the notes in the UK, that moving forward.
Former Prime Minister Hugh Shearer and Donald Sangster will appear together on an upgraded $5,000 note, while national heroes Norman Manley and Sir Alexander Bustamante will jointly appear on an upgraded $1,000 note. This has been Links 007 TV News Report. Thanks for watching.